Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar of Kirisun WiFi RoIP System Introduction. Here is Kate. Hope you can enjoy this time with us. Before we start today's operation, please allow me to show some tips about this webinar. You will be muted during the webinar, and if you have any questions, please write down the webinar in the question box. The webinar will be recorded, and you can download it from our website. Besides, we will turn off the monitor to have a good experience. So now let's get to today's topic. Okay, as you can see, there are three contents of today's topic. First part, we will introduce what is Wi-Fi RoIP system, Wi-Fi RoIP system, and the next part, we will introduce the WRS management platform, and the last part, we will introduce the WRS dispatcher platform and how to configure it. The fourth part is Wi-Fi RoIP system introduction. At first, I'd like to introduce what is WRS. WRS means Wi-Fi Radio over International Protocol System, which can achieve the transmission of voice signals carried by wireless signals over Internet Protocol networks, and with the RoIP technology. The WRS can provide PTT service within the coverage of a LAN by connecting to park terminals, such as T16 and T16.5, and so on, through a Wi-Fi router, without the limit of communication distance. At the meanwhile, there is a dispatcher software that is provided to management the WRS and POC terminals. Here are the features of WRS. For example, it is won't be affected by the carrier signals coverage. Furthermore, the WRS supports the interconnection between WRS and the POC terminals. Next part, we will talk about the models of the WRS. It has three models, which are WRS 15, WRS 100, and WRS 200. There are the different batches of them. As for the WRS 15, it supports one dispatcher account and concurrent connection of up to 15 terminals. And as for the WRS 100, it supports two dispatcher accounts and concurrent connection of up to 100 terminals. While as for the WRS 200, it supports three dispatcher accounts and concurrent connection of up to 200 terminals. Next part, I'd like to introduce the WRS platform and the WRS dispatcher platform. The WRS management platform can display WRS operation status and main management for terminals name and channels name, as well as groups and terminals priority. While as the WRS dispatcher, it is installed on Windows. and it has many core functions, such as call, group call, and sort message. Besides, when the terminal makes alarm call, the dispatcher will receive the alarm instantly. What's more, the WRS dispatcher management can also support the real-time voice playback. After introducing the WRS management and the WRS dispatcher, the next part I will introduce the architecture of the WRS management platform. From this picture, we can know about that the WRS terminals and the dispatcher work in the same lane. And if we want to expand the communication range, we can bridge the Wi-Fi routers. Next picture is the architecture of the WRS management platform. And we can know about how the WRS works with the POC network management system in this picture. Okay, above contents is what is the WRS, and the next part I will introduce the WRS management platform. At the first, I'd like to tell you how to log into the homepage. First, please enter the account and password, and then click Login. The default account and password are admin. And if we forget the password, we can click Forget Password to reset password. Then we will see a proper interface displayed. Please enter the serial numbers on the WRS label and then click Reset. Then we will go to the home page, and on the home page, we can see the amounts of online terminals and online dispatchers that are connected to the WRS. Next part is the terminal management. On this page, we can see all the terminals that have been connected to the platform, terminals' latest connection time, and network connection state. Besides, we can modify the terminal name and call priority of terminals and dispatchers. And I will talk about the terminal modification in the latter page. The first one is the terminal ID. A dispatcher ID is unchangeable, while a terminal ID starts with an M followed by the last 10 numbers of its IMEI number. And the second one is the terminal name. A dispatcher name is from D, for example, D1, D2, and D3, and so on, while a terminal name starts with the terminal type followed by the last 4 digits of its IMEI number. And as for the call priority, first, the call priority ranges from 1 to 5, and from the low to high. Only those terminals with call priority of 4 or 5 can work on the advanced channel. Second, a terminal of higher call priority can prompt a call over a terminal of a lower call priority. And by default, the call priority of a dispatcher is 5, and the call priority of a terminal is 1. And as for the online status, the network connection state of a terminal is refreshed in 1 minute. When a terminal gets offline, its network connection state will be refreshed to offline about 1 minute later. And if we want to modify the terminal information, please click Modified in the line of the terminal. And we need to notice that a terminal name can contain up to 20 batches, and after modification, the new name will take effort in about 1 minute. Next part, we will talk about the channel management. Channel management will display amounts of online terminals on all channels except channel setting. Besides, it supports setting hybrid voltage for all channels. And channel 14 and channel 15 is hybrid voltage channels by default, and we can set channels up to 16 channels. The channels 1 to 15 are preset channels for normal voice communication, and the channel 16 is used for emergency only. And the difference of the normal channel and the emergency channel is the voice data. On a normal channel, voice data from terminals is encrypted and transmitted through the WRs to achieve stable communication. And on the emergency channel, voice data from terminals is not transmitted through the WRS, and the high speed and secure communication cannot be secure. And under the situation of power outage or breakdown of the WRS, terminals can communicate on this channel. And if we want to modify the channel parameters, first, please click Modify in the line of the channel, and we will see a dialog box displayed below. We can modify the channel name and select the channel level. Here I will introduce what is the basal level and the advanced level. If we choose the level of basal, the core priority of a terminal is 1 to 5, and if we select advanced, the core priority of a terminal is 4 or 5. Here are some tips about channel parameters modification. After we modify a channel name, it will take effort in about 1 minute. And please don't forget that channel setting cannot be modified. The next part is the network extension. To enable the terminals on a channel to communicate with POC terminals, the virtual terminals to which those terminals are registered must log into a POC server. To achieve this, please tick the column of the connection POC. In case of unuseful logging, please follow the instruction messages. Okay, the next part of the WRS platform is settings. At this page, we can bind the IP to get a static routing, modify the communication port and password, as well as reset the system option. And don't forget that the IP is unchangeable. The first part of the setting is the WRS parameters. Here are some detailed parameters introduced below. For example, server name is the name of the server built in the WRS, and the IP address and the others parameters settings. Please read the operation instruction manual if we are in need. And please don't forget, after we set the parameters, please click Save to enable the setting. And if we want to change the password, we need to input the old password and a new one, and input, and then click Save. And we can also click the reset icon to reset the WRS. The following information will be reset. And next one, we will go to the next part of the WRS platform. This is the About page. We can see the model and the serial number of the WRS machine, and we can download the dispatcher software and operation manual from here. Okay, here we comes to the last part. The last part is the WRS dispatcher platform. First, I'd like to introduce how to log into the homepage. First, we need to select the dispatcher account and enter the IP address and TCP port of the Wi-Fi RoIP system, and then click Login to go to the homepage. Or we can click Setting to go to the configuration page. And the fourth part of the dispatcher platform is PTT function. Here are many functions. Here are many core functions here. First part is the group call. And if we want to make a group call here, please long press the PTT key from the left pane in the voice homepage to talk to the terminals in the same group. And if there is no online terminals, the group call will fail. And if the earphone is disconnected, the error message as shown below will be promoted. And if we want to make an individual call here, please click a terminal from the member list. The background of the terminal will turn to yellow, and the call with somebody will be displayed in the menu bar at the top. And if we want to cancel the if we want to cancel the call, please click the terminal again. And if we want to make a temporary group, please tick one or more terminals from the tree view in the left pane and click the Add card to the right of the menu. And at the WRS dispatcher platform, we also have the function of start and queue. The start function means that if we use this function, the terminal can only receive calls and cannot make calls, while the queue function means that if we enable this function, the terminal cannot make and receive calls. And if we want to start or kill a terminal, please click a terminal and then select the start or kill. And the dispatcher can also receive an alarm call and make an alarm sound to inform the administrator. Next part is the message part. At this part, we can support sending text messages and to send a message to one terminal or one group. Please click the terminal or the group card. And the dispatcher can also support playback real voice records from auto terminals. And just please click the voice records on the right pane. Here is the log management. We can view operation log and alarm log, as well as export log in Excel file. Next part of the dispatcher is the network state. Above the chip menu, the state of WRS server connection is displayed. A green icon is for good connection. An orange one is for network display. And a red cross for network is disconnection. Okay, now today's operation instruction has been finished. Here comes to the Q&A part. If you have any questions, please feel free to write down your questions in the question box, and we will answer them one by one later. And the webinar will be recorded on our Kirisun website. You can go to download if it is in need later.
没问题啊，没看到问题。他自己。
Okay, here I see some questions below. The first one is unable to connect the WRS management platform. Okay, for this question, first one we need to remember that we need to measure the device IP is correct, and then we need to measure the device IP and the visitor's IP are the same network segment. And if not the reasons of above, we need to check. We can go to the manual part to reset the device IP. And here are the second question. Able to modify the terminal name or channel name successfully. Okay, for this question, please remember that the WRS platform management will take effort in about 1 minute. Please wait for the Please wait for the effective time. Okay, today our introduction has been finished. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a good day. Bye bye.